and we have some people joining in, so let's wait. Mr. Donovan, there you are.
I showed up.
Well, I didn't get to hype you up first. So, friends,
Oh,
Irvine
okay,
Barkley.
sorry. Hype.
What were you gonna say?
I was
Anyway,
gonna say, hype me up.
I
Go
will.
for it.
Here we go. Here we go. Tate Donovan. You've heard his name. You've seen his face. Like, he's been around for a while. Like, you've
Long
seen
time.
him in. I don't know how far back he wants me to go. So let's just say maybe we go with Friends and the OC and Damages and stuff like that. But you know what was so interesting was when I spoke to you for the first time, I was like, that voice. I know this voice. And of course, you have done voices for like Hercules and for me and my kids, Kingdom Hearts. Hello.
Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts, right? I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh, see, and then I even got messages when they knew that we were chatting with you. Let's just say there's a message going all the way back to Space Camp.
Space Camp. Yeah, that's a good one. That was like my first movie. That was fantastic.
That's crazy. So how long? I don't know. Like, can you talk about how long you've been performing in one way or the other, right? I was also
Well, I
interested that
remember.
you've started directing too.
Yeah. I've with the OC, I started directing television. So mostly I've just done dozens of episodic television, and I've directed a couple of documentaries. One of which was a 30 for 30 short, ESPN short that won an Emmy. It was about Arthur Ashe, the tennis player, and his brother, and
Humble
it's
brag.
yeah,
No, just kidding.
it's a great little. It wasn't. That's not humble at all. I just went out and bragged. That's all.
Yes, yes. So watch that. Look for it. It's the Arthur
Yeah,
Ashe
it's called Arthur and
documentary.
Johnny. It's a great little. ESPN just makes the greatest documentaries, and I was lucky to direct that one. That's for sure.
Very cool. Do you want to do more?
Yeah. I'm always angling. I'm working on directing a feature right now, and sure. Yeah, I'm always either directing or trying to get an acting gig. It's sort of like if I can do both to the rest of my days, I'd be happy.
Okay, of course, there's a comment. It says Jimmy Coop was the restaurant with Sandy storyline. Uh, an OC reference. I mean, it's beloved, I guess. And you know what's
Well,
interesting
especially
is
where you guys are. Yeah,
exactly you're coming here to the OC to perform at
yeah.
the Irvine Barkley Theater. And do you know about the project? Have you done something like that before? Because I know it's like an NPR show and it's been around, started in New York, Selected Shorts.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
been doing it for years. Selected Shorts is this fantastic. I remember first listening to in California on KCRW, turning on the radio and hearing these amazing actors read these fantastic short stories. And I remember vividly the first time I was like, "What the heck is this? This is fantastic!" And I remember pulling over. It was like driveway radio, where I just pulled in my driveway and I just had to hear the end of this story. Some amazing actor was reading. And so when I was in New York for many years, working on television shows and movies and stuff like that and theater, and they asked me to come read, I don't know, it must have been 15, 20 years ago. And I jumped at the chance. And I've been reading for Selected Shorts, just for years. And it's just a unique night of just listening to literature and hearing an actor sort of interpret it for you. It's always a joy. It's as opposed to when you're just reading it yourself. It's just great to hear other people's sort of interpretations, even if you've read the story or are fans of the
For
writer.
sure, yeah.
Yeah,
It's so interesting. It's almost like younger people will know about podcasts being,
yeah.
performed live, but this is like
Hmm.
old school. This is how it originally was done because actors would read the stories, then they would record it and then put it on like NPR, KCRW, and all that stuff. So
Right. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
full circle, but it's also a combination of literature, acting, and then the live performance. The venue where you will be performing next Saturday, April 30th at 8 o'clock, the Irvine Barkley, is a small theater. It's 750 jewel box theater. So it's going to be so intimate. And the theme for this selected shorts is Tales of Marriage. Have you read the stories that you're performing, or do
Oh
you
yeah, yeah,
go into
sure,
it
yeah.
cold? You do?
No, yeah, no, it's not a cold reading class, for sure. Yeah, about a couple weeks ago, they sent me the stories, and if you don't like the story, then you're like, hey, can I get another one?
Oh,
Or
cool.
but generally they send you great stuff, and so I've got two. One by Ray Bradbury, who amazingly enough, my son's a junior in high school, and he's reading Fahrenheit
Of
451.
course.
And so I was reading that, and I get this Ray Bradbury story. It's totally different. It's not science fiction at all. It's about this great love affair.
Oh,
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's sweet. I remember I literally cried the first
wow.
time I read it. It's gorgeous. And the other one is called A World Without Selfie Sticks, which is this really funny kind of, Edgar Keret, he's this Israeli writer. He's just
Hmm.
great. I've actually read a couple of his stories before in New York, and he's just really funny and like quirky, and just comes up with these. He's just got a great imagination. So
Oh, that'll
yeah,
be fun.
it's going to be a
Super
great
fun.
night. Yeah, and Wendy Malick and Michaela Watkins are going to be reading too, and it's a surprisingly fun night at the theater. Because we make mistakes, which is always fun.
Right. You're forgiven.
Yeah, and then we go back, and hopefully, but the audience generally likes that, and yeah, it's a beautiful night. If you like literature and you like actors, then you're gonna have a good time.
Do you have time to read yourself, like for leisure right now?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
What are you
absolutely. Yeah.
reading now?
Jonathan Franzen's new book. I mean, besides Fahrenheit 451,
Hmm.
which I had never read. That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
was surprised that I had never read that. I mean, it's such a famous book, and I mean, they're teaching it in public high schools for I don't
Yeah.
know decades. But yeah, and it's really interesting how much he got right, Ray Bradbury.
Right. So
Like I mean,
way back then, it's
yeah,
eerie.
yeah. It is eerie. It is eerie with the banning of the books here in Texas. And I live in Austin, Texas right now, and yeah, and in Florida and all sorts of places
Yeah.
where yeah, it's just
Crazy
really
things happening.
yeah, crazy things and things that we thought, oh well, that's never gonna happen, and
Well,
here it is.
there are bad things. We didn't know we'd be stuck in a pandemic for
That's
years
true.
and
Oh my
lockdown. What
goodness.
did what did you do during lockdown? Did you like start writing or filming? Did you get creative during that whole time?
Well, I learned how to bake bread. That was pretty good.
Ooh, of
Yeah.
course.
I did a lot of gardening, and I didn't do anything very impressive. I just sort of,
Those are things though. Those are things that, you finally had time to do. Someone's asking if you learned to make sourdough bread.
no, I didn't. I didn't get a. My brother has a great little. What do they have? Like sourdough starters and stuff like that. I just made the New York Times no knead bread. It was sort of like the easiest thing. But man, it tasted fantastic. It was so good.
Yeah, because you made it with love at home.
Yeah, and it comes
Something.
warm out of the oven. I mean, there was nothing,
Well, there you go.
nothing,
Tate. If,
nothing
if this
says
acting
love.
thing doesn't work out,
Yeah, I would
I'm
be a
just kidding.
300-pound baker. That's what I'd be.
Um, there's so many messages of love here. Look at
Oh,
this.
that's
Love
sweet. That's
that
so
for
great.
you. I think there's some questions. Let me find them. Are you interested? Oh, well, you know the answer to this. Are you interested in directing or doing voiceovers? He already does that. Um, Maybe then the follow-up would be, are you directing anything now and doing voiceover for any specific project that you are allowed to talk about?
Um, I've been working on a script for the past 6 months, and hopefully I'll be able to talk about it. Hopefully we'll start shooting it. These things take such a long time. It's such a
Yeah.
act of patience. But working with writers is so much fun, and thinking about casting is great. I wish there was a role in it for me. Unfortunately, this one is not.
You can write
Um,
yourself in, or you could do
yeah,
like
sort of.
Alfred Hitchcock style, just like insert yourself or something.
Well, when I learned how much they were paying the lead actor, I was like, "Whoa, let's rewrite this whole thing." That sounds pretty good. Um, and voiceovers, I'm trying to think. I'm always auditioning for, voiceovers, but I don't think I have anything on the air right now.
Oh,
But
cool.
keep listening.
So, yeah, of course, and follow him, Tate T8DONO here on
Yeah,
Instagram.
Tate Dono. Yeah, yeah. Little license
Um,
plate speak.
is that your license plate too?
No, no, but T8.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Are you currently in Atlanta shooting? That is a
I
question.
was. I was recently in Atlanta, shooting a great movie with Chris Evans
Mhm,
and Anna de Armas. I don't know if you know those two, but they're
mhm.
amazing actors. And one of my big heroes, Amy Sedaris. Do you know Amy
Of
Sedaris?
course, we love
Yeah,
Amy, and like
right?
David Sedaris has done shows as well
Oh,
at the Barclay.
yeah,
They're
yeah, yeah.
hilarious.
The
Wait, so is it a
Talent
comedy?
Family. It's kind of it's an adventure comedy, and
Ooh.
Amy and I play Chris Evans' mom and dad, and it's really fun. It was really, I mean, Chris Evans is a blast,
Oh,
and Anna
nice.
de Armas. Oh my God, she's such a star. You have no
I
idea.
think I saw her in Knives Out or something like that.
Knives Out. They were both
Wasn't
in
that with
Knives Out.
Chris Evans too?
Yeah, they
Or
were both in Knives Out, and
yeah.
also she was in the new Bond film.
Hmm.
She's extraordinary. She's an extraordinary actress.
Very cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out Anna Armas. Looking back though, you've played a lot of like leading man, dashing, the boyfriend roles
Many years ago. Yeah,
many
many
years
years
ago,
ago.
then transitioning into more like character work. And what's that like as an actor? Because what's amazing about you is your career. You've got longevity. You've been here. You've done all sorts of very interesting stuff. As you can see, these fans with all the hearts popping up, and they're shouting out each movie that they like of you or project. So
That's
it's
sweet.
really sweet. What's it been like for you, and where do you go now? Is it really the ultimate thing to be a director, or do you want to write, direct, and do one whole movie that's your project?
Well, the object is to just keep doing well-written work. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's just whether I'm acting or I'm directing. You just want to stay with great material. That is just the goal. And if I have a tiny part, like I just shot this, I have a tiny little role in a beautiful film called The Holdovers by
Mm.
Alexander Payne is directing it, and he with Paul Giamatti. I don't know if you know Alexander
Yeah,
Payne, but he did
sideways, right?
Sideways. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. He's such a great, beautiful director. And Giamatti, I mean, I've always admired Paul Giamatti. I've always thought he's a great actor. But when I worked with him, I was like, oh my, he's even better than I imagined. He's so good. And at any rate, I just flew out to just to have a small part in such a beautifully written script. It'll be out in around Christmas. It's
Oh,
called The
nice.
Holdovers, and just look out for it. It's such a great film. I'm so lucky to be a part of it. So that's the goal, to just stay involved. You know what I mean? I mean, just stay like working with great people and working on great material. That's the dream, and whatever shape or form that comes in, I'll take it.
Oh, nice. I know. That's
Yeah,
why you're like in different forms of media as well. So that's exciting. Who knows? You'll be in some kind of VR thing next.
that would be
If you,
awesome. I'll take it. I'll take it.
um, let's see. People that are watching this live right now, if you have any questions, please just send us a message and I will read it. There's many questions have come up about Ghosted, and
Oh,
people are
Ghosted. Yeah,
waiting for
yeah.
that. So
That
you want to
that's
talk about that?
um that's the movie with Chris Evans and Anna de Armas and Amy Sedaris. Yeah. Yeah, we had so much fun down in Atlanta. I play a farmer, and I had long hair and I had a
What?
beard. Yeah, yeah, I just cut it off. I just shaved it like last week. I had this big like Amish sort of style beard. It was real, by the way. It kind of almost looked fake, but it was real. And yeah, it's just a really funny movie. It's directed by a guy named Dexter Fletcher, who I worked with on Rocket Man. I don't know if you saw Rocket Man about Elton John. And
Yes.
so he asked me to come down and play Chris Evans' dad. And it's just really fun. It's tons of action. And Chris Evans plays this sort of like really nice, sort of like works at a farmer's market, you know, lives at a farm. And Anna de Armas plays this international spy, you know, and
Hmm.
they sort of fall in love and get meet, and she sort of he puts himself into her world, and it's just like a fish out of,
Fish
you
out of
know,
water thing.
fish out of water. Thank you for the help with the metaphor. And it's just really funny and tons of action.
No, it says no way you're old enough to be Chris's dad. Well, that's why he's
Oh,
an awesome actor, guys. That's why.
yeah,
And look at that
yeah.
method. You actually grew your hair
Yeah,
out, and then
yeah. It
wow.
looked so perfect for like a, you know, like a farmer. Yeah, it's so good.
So wait for that. Ghosted, the Alexander Payne movie, and then
Yeah,
Saturday selected shorts. If you are in LA, Orange County, even if you're in San Diego, drive down here. It's beautiful. Sun's out. Hit the beach before or after. Come on, it's gonna be cool.
yeah, it
Um,
is.
some quick questions then. If you weren't an actor, what would you be? What
Mm.
profession were you interested in?
Well, my father was a doctor, so I was not very good at math and science. But I wish that I could have been a better student and been a doctor, because I feel like, you know, doctors they really help people. You know what I mean? I mean, like, uh, what does my life really do? I mean, yeah, I'll entertain people or, you know, whatever. But, you know, I find my wife is a nurse, and I'm just very drawn to people who really are of service, you know,
Very
and really
cool.
help people. And so that, you know, I'd like to think that.
You would have
If
been
only I was smart enough.
no, I'm sure you are. It's just so what drew you into acting then?
You know, I was 4 years old, and my parents took me to see some movie. I don't even remember what it was. And I looked up on that screen, and I was like, I want to do that. I really want to do whatever they're doing up there. And it was about it took place in the Middle Ages, and there were knights and horses and stuff
Wow.
like that. And I thought it was interesting. At 4 years old, I went, wow, if I want to do it so badly, everyone else must really want to do it so badly. So
Yeah.
like, I immediately knew, like, oh God, it's going to be hard. But I lucked out. You know, I've just been so lucky ever since I've been 19 years old. I've been able to make a living as an actor. And let me tell you, I'm just the luckiest man on the planet.
Well, you're a nice guy and you've got talent. That's what you need.
No,
Um,
there are a lot of
it
nice
does.
guys
You
that are
make
very
people
talented.
happy. There you go. Look at that, mad hungry woman. You make people happy. And then
Great.
there was a shout out from someone in Argentina as well, watching from Argentina. Jewel Blackwell, classic dinner party question. Who would you have dinner with in, I
Oh
guess, your
gosh.
ideal dinner party?
My ideal dinner party. I guess it would be, you know, maybe Will Farrell, because he seems like he's hilarious. And then somebody serious. Well, Barack Obama to me, I just am like, I admire that guy so much. And then let's see. You know who I'd like to have dinner with? Michael Lewis. Do you know him? He's an author. He wrote Moneyball and The
Okay,
Big
yeah,
Short,
of
and he has a great
course.
podcast too called oh gosh, what's it called? The Real Truth, or forgotten. But anyway, it's a fantastic podcast. He's a super smart guy, and so those three guys, I guess. Let's see. There's got to be a great woman
Wow,
that
it's a
you know
dude
who else?
party.
Amy Sedaris. I
Oh,
would love
there
to
you
spend
go.
more time with Amy Sedaris. She is a blast.
Okay, everybody, you heard that. We're putting it out in the universe. Barack
Yes,
Obama, Michael
they're
Lewis.
all live. They're
This
all
can so
live.
happen. This is
Yeah,
the
this could
age of
totally
social
happen.
media. Just put it out there.
Yeah.
Guys, tweet those guys for Tate. He's making bread for them. That's
That's
what's
true.
for
Yeah,
dinner.
I'll make bread. I also cook dinner. I'm a pretty good cook.
Nice. Are
Yeah.
any of your kids interested in acting?
No, no, not at
Are
all. It's
you
hilarious.
thankful?
Well, it's really interesting. I brought them to brought. I only have one son, and I brought him to sets, and he, he likes it, but he's completely
Not
not
kidding.
interested. He wants to study business and go into marketing, and I think that's great. And it's also, I hope that he, goes to see a play every once in a while, or takes an acting class, when he's in college. But not to push everything out, not to be just, just
Oh,
business,
right,
business,
right, right,
business,
right.
you got to go and listen to short stories being read every once in a while, treat yourself, your mind to expand. The
Or
arts are important, but
very important. That saw
yeah,
us through our darkest times. And,
that's true.
during this time, that's the time we started reading, started watching everything on Netflix, and people who are
Yeah,
shouting out on here, Space Camp, because they probably remembered it.
yeah, yeah.
Playing, yeah. So everyone is just so shocked you're playing Chris Evans' father, but I'm sure, it's in the movie. It's going to be funny. It sounds
Yeah,
like it
it'll be
already.
good. It'll be good. Yeah, I mean, I technically could be his dad. I'd have to be pretty young to have had him,
You
but
were a young dad. Yeah.
yeah, I'm a young dad. That happens.
Oh my goodness. Okay, last minute questions. Anybody? Memphis Belle was underrated.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a great movie. That was so much fun to make. Oh my
My God,
gosh.
when they mention every movie, I'm like, yeah, I saw him in that. Yeah, I saw him in that. So that's amazing.
I'm getting a text from the producer of Ghosted right now.
Oh no, are they saying don't talk about it?
Maybe.
We're
I could
sorry,
be in trouble.
we're just hyping it up. He hasn't given anything away that you haven't
No, I
read.
haven't given anything away.
Yeah.
I hope not, or else I'm going to get sued.
It's not like
Hopefully,
Star
you've got a
Wars,
good
so
lawyer that you can help me out with.
favorite movie. Oh, what is your favorite movie? Here's a question from Nurse Katie. Favorite movie that
Mm.
you were in that you wish more people saw?
Oh, that's a good question. I
Hmm.
mean, the favorite movie I was in, I would say Argo, because that's such a great movie. But a lot of people saw that. So
Yeah.
that no one saw. Well, I tell you, I'm in a movie. I've got a small role. It's a movie called Respect.
Hmm.
That's out right now. It's about Aretha Franklin. And not a
Ooh.
lot of people saw Respect. And it's such a great movie. I mean, Jennifer Hudson plays Aretha Franklin. It just came out last year.
Yeah, is it
Um,
streaming? I think it's streaming.
yeah, it's streaming. I
Yeah.
think it's streaming on Amazon. And I play, I have a small part. I play John Hammond, who is a legend in the, recording industry. But
Yeah.
she does such a beautiful job, and it's such a great movie. And Aretha Franklin was such an
Yeah.
incredible, powerful, beautiful woman. So it's an honor to be a part of that one. Let's see what else. I did a great little movie about rugby called The Nomads that we shot in
I didn't see
Philadelphia
that.
a couple of years ago. And it's just a great true story about an inner city rugby team. That just comes to mind that nobody really saw except for people in Philadelphia. And the fact that it's a totally true story really is kind of amazing. It's great.
Okay, look, these questions are coming now. Who favorite actor and actress?
My favorite actor,
Maybe to
gosh.
one favorite to watch,
Yeah,
past or
yeah.
present.
Well, I mean, I've been a big Jimmy Stewart fan. I gotta say, love Jimmy Stewart. But gosh, there's so many great actors right now. I mean, I don't know. One came to mind. Michael Pena is like, I don't know. I'm crazy about that guy. He thinks he's the greatest. Um, Everything he does. I don't know. I mean, who isn't a great actor? You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Who
Well,
is
then
not
who
great?
is there someone you haven't worked with that you'd like to work with?
Oh God, yeah. Everybody. Meryl Streep. I mean, she's the greatest of
Oh,
all time. I
wow,
mean,
you
I
haven't worked
I
with.
I actually
Okay.
had drinks with Meryl Streep once after I did a play, and I have to say it was one of the greatest nights of my life for sure.
Oh,
Judy
this.
Dench, Meryl Streep, and Jill Clayburgh.
Hello, someone write this man this story with these three
We got
queens.
hammered together. It was the greatest
What is
night of my
this
life.
story? Yeah. He's gonna be their butler. I don't know. How fun. Okay, and more hearts. Well, I've taken so much of your time. This is so much fun, and
Yeah, it
I
was fun.
will see you next week, Saturday,
Yeah,
April 30th, everybody at the Irvine Barkley Theater. Tate Donovan, Wendy Malick,
Saturday.
and Michaela Watkins, and watch his movies that we won't mention now, like, in case we get in trouble with his producers. But thanks.
Okay.
Maybe you can give a shout out and invite people in your words and that voice of yours to
Oh.
watch you next week for selected shorts.
Oh, right now. Oh,
Yep.
okay, sorry. I usually need a script, but okay. Please come Saturday at 8 o'clock, right? At
Mhm.
the Irvine Barkley Theater down in Irvine, California. It's a beautiful night of brilliant actors and me reading great short stories. And if you can't catch it live, then go to the podcast Selected Shorts, and you can download it or listen to the on the website. And it's been around for years and years and years. They've got a catalog that's just fantastic. So it's for a nice, rainy night. You listen to some literature. It's awesome.
Thank you so much, Tate, and thanks to everybody that watched. We'll see you next time, or we will see you live on Saturday at the Irvine Barkley Theater. Ladies and gentlemen, send more hearts, guys. Hearts, hearts. I want to see you put on those hearts for Tate Donovan. Thank you. Thanks so much, Tate. Have
Bye
a
bye.
great weekend. Happy
Yeah,
weekend.
you too. You too. See you next week.
Yeah. Thank you.